So, good afternoon, dear students. Are you okay? I hope you are all safe from the COVID-19 if you are staying at home. So now we'll start, and I'm also very happy to see you. And now we'll start distance learning. And today's topic is practicing deciding whether to paraphrase or quote. As you see from the PPT or PPT, you can see that today we will focus on 2 points. These are paraphrasing and quoting in writing. So I have you have some imagination about what's paraphrasing and what's quote or quotation. So anyway, I try to give some important information about this topic. Yeah, you can see here we'll focus on these 2 points in our topic. That's the quotation and paraphrasing. Good. What's quotation? The first question is related to this topic is what's quotation? Here, quotation is a kind of way which you can use in writing to give someone's opinion, and there is the purpose, of course, using the quotation or paraphrasing in writing. So quotations you can see mostly in essays, reports, or dissertation works or theses. And there are also here the forms. There are several forms to give the quotation or to do the quote. And you can see here that quotation does not always require the quotation marks. And the next one is quotations can be used in the text or can be used in separate from the text. And also in the quotation you should show what's changed or what's missed. So here you are, exact example of the quotation, use it in the passage, in the text. So yeah, it's very famous quotation example that one of the most commonly quoted lines in English language, maybe that's spoken by Hamlet. This is to be or not to be, that's the question. So here you can see it in this example, there is given a quotation mark. And sometimes you can get in brackets, you can get the brackets, the source of the words. And the next example is given to show you the quotations also can be separate from the text. This is here, you can see, this is what you can see here, this is the quotation mark is given separately from the passage, you see. So the next one is paraphrasing form. So in the paraphrasing, what's the difference between the quotation and paraphrasing? Quotation is exactly giving someone's opinion, and it's mostly used to support the author's opinion, which is taken from other books or from the accepted answers from all people, or the majority of the people are accepted from that. And in that position, the writers mostly use the quotation to support their ideas. And in the paraphrasing form, in writing, very, very important. And the first or the primary importance to give the paraphrasing is avoiding plagiarism. You know, I guess you know what's plagiarism, and quotation and paraphrasing are the essential points in the research writing, also avoiding the plagiarism, as you see. And in the paraphrasing form, the first demand, the first requirement is you should contain all the original information. The origin of the information must be contained in your paraphrasing. And the next form is, and the paraphrasing form can be shorter or longer from the real one, the information. And what's the difference between the quotation and paraphrasing? In the quotation, the information is totally taken without any change. And in the paraphrasing, you can change the words itself, but the main idea of the information must be kept. And you should express that point with your own words. So this is, and the next one is, as here is given the quotation. There is the sentence quoted, and there, and here is given what exactly paraphrased form of the Shakespeare's work. So here, it's not really important what really related to the topic. However, I want to say you about the summarizing also at the same time, because the quotation, paraphrasing, and summarizing. Here I found it's interesting to you. And summarizing means it's a kind of, you can pay attention to this picture. It's a kind of focusing or compressing the information. The focus, not changed, but the information or the focused object is compressed. This is the summarizing. So the next point is how. The next question is how. How can we give the what quotations, or how can we give the paraphrases? So then, which this is, yes. To give the quotation, we can use the brackets and reporting verbs, as you see. And so how can we give the brackets? If you can remember the lessons which we learned at the university, I gave you this kind of question, yes? Why the author, you see, pay attention to here. Why the author is in the brackets, yes? And why the author is out of the brackets. Can you remember? So you can give the both positions in the writings, and also you can give the with reporting verbs, and later we'll talk about that also. So quotations here, and this is the author and author in brackets. It's an example of that. It's an example of the using the quotations and brackets, using the brackets in the quotation. And this is the paraphrase examples, and this is the reporting verbs. So what's this? In giving the quotations, coming out the author's opinion, they can use the reporting verbs. If the author are presenting their opinion neutrally, without any criticizing or some kind of ideas, they can use the words, reporting words, like say, told, or wrote, and such kind of neutral words. They can use neutral words. And in the scientific research, the mainly authors use it some supporting reporting center words. These are somebody support. We can support our opinion with like that. And also, if the author are going to criticize their opinion, they can use the claims and blah blah. What reporting words. So the next one is function, or this is when. When we can use quotation and when we can use paraphrasing. So quotation, what's the function of that? What's the function? It's a quotation is used to give accepted definition. This means that the Shakespeare opinion about to be or not to be, this is an accepted definition to the living, or accepted from all. And the second point is to offer precise support. This means that the authors try to quotations to support their opinion precisely. This means that undeniable reasons they want to give, like that. If you use the quotations with undeniable words, which is accepted all, it's a kind of supporting. It can be supporting sentence to your opinion. So the next function is, in order to give the clear explanations, the authors can use the quotations also. This means that it's a kind of collaborating or comparing the author's opinion with others. For instance, I wrote this, and also any kind of writers also wrote this, and they can give the quotations, their opinion, and this can be a clear explanation to the topic. And then the next, what's the paraphrasing function? The first function for using the paraphrasing is avoiding to avoid emphasis of quotation. The emphasis of the quotation. Sorry. Balam kaçtır. Ana hep dinler ders ettik mi ana? Peki sen azı. Ekesi alıverin mi?